Welcome to Beyond the Campfire, the Dead by Daylight podcast where we dive into the stories, secrets, and strategies behind the horrors and heroes within the fog. My name's Dogbomb and I'm joined by my co-host, Lemon. Hello, Lemon.
Hi, Dogbomb.
And happy birthday.
Thank you.
It was your birthday this week. Did you have a good time?
I did. We went on a family picnic.
Mm-hmm.
So it was me and then 6 family members, and we had a lot of fun.
Good. Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Can't believe you are 28 again. Amazing.
I can't even count how many times I've been 28 now. That number is too high.
It's not quite. I'll tell you what. It's not. It's not quite 28 times. When you have counted the number 28 times, I think that's when you have to consider not being 28 anymore.
Okay, cool.
Do you remember what you asked the listeners last week, Lemon?
I do. I asked if anybody had been in a gang.
Yeah, and then we sort of said the Scouts.
You rephrased it into a club.
I'm part of, I guess, magic gangs. Would you call that?
Yeah.
I guess so. Like if there was another gang of wizards came on our turf and were trying to do magic spells on us, I reckon I could get the guy I used to do magic spells back and we could have a wizard battle.
Wizard gangster.
I think so, yeah. How about
that
yourself?
Could be cool.
Have you ever been in a gang, Lemon?
I once was in a crochet gang. Yeah. We were 2 members. And no, don't give me that look. People, he's giving me a look right now. And we did yarn bumming.
Right.
So we broke the law. So that's a gang.
It's just the whole 2. I'm not sure 2's a gang. 2 sounds like, to me, a pair.
I was a gang leader of that yarn bumming gang, and then we yarn bummed poles and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Well, my question was, which killer has the best chase music? And this is the bit I want the people to think about, should we be able to tweak and change the chase music as the killer?
You know how I feel about music.
Mm-hmm.
And that is something that kind of hurt my brain. Not all music is good music for me. So I have absolutely no opinion.
You don't have a favorite or a worst?
I don't. No.
My favorite changes all the time. At the moment, I think my favorite's Clowns. It's so thematic. It's so kind of hurdy-gurdy, part of the circus. And I don't know, I get a bit scared by it because I'm a bit scared of clown. So I think it's Clowns at the moment.
I can't even recall how it sounds.
Oh, it's so good.
My brain tries to filter it out.
I would love to be able to change the music as well. So for Clown, for example, if you could add in a couple of jugglers, a trapeze artist, some lions roaring in the background, that'd be great.
Maybe you should play another game. That doesn't sound like Dead by Daylight. Maybe you should try build your own circus. There must be a sim for that out there. Be a circus director.
Well, I'm going to peel back the curtain just briefly for the listeners. We are recording this a little bit earlier this week. We normally record a smidge later, so we've only got one comment on last week's episode.
Yeah.
And that was from Shadowloo. And they said, brilliant episode. The way the lore was, it almost felt like one of those killer documentaries.
Ooh.
The serial killer documentary. I knew you would like that. That's what you're into.
I love old true crime docs.
And they also said, congrats Dogbomb on being Twitch partner. Thank you very much. And congrats to Lemon on the Legion Adept.
Thank you.
I can't wait for next week's episode because Jeff is my main survivor and my first and only P100.
Oh, if you don't know Jeff's story, I'm actually excited to tell it.
I'm excited to hear it. For the questions, I have a gang that goes to gigs, conventions, and stuff. That sounds amazing.
That sounds like a cool gang.
And for the music, I would say Nemesis, Wesker, and Dracula. But I do wish there were add-ons for options to change the chase music. See? Everybody's into it. Everybody loves it. Everybody thinks it's a great idea.
Oh, my brain stopped after the gang. I'm thinking
Wow.
of other gangs, like could we be a TwitchCon gang because we go to TwitchCon
Wow.
together?
We could start a gang at TwitchCon. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Yes. Oh my god, I'm so excited.
We also had a first-time commenter, Cianaru, who commented on our bonus 10-year episode. They said, "Call me a pessimist. You are a pessimist. But I'm not sure if the graphic update is a good idea. Are more realistic graphics worth getting rid of the current art style and potentially the artistic identity of the game? Overall, I'm excited about the new stuff, but better graphics doesn't make a game better automatically."
I feel like there's a difference between better graphics and changing the graphics style. That's
Mm.
like two different things, and I don't think they should change the style. I know they're
I
going to on the faces, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I think time will tell. Time will tell. I really don't want people with lower spec machines to be kind of priced out of the game as well. I like that
Yeah.
it's quite inclusive.
Mm,
Time will tell. They've announced it. It's in progress, and hopefully they will allow people to test these things and feedback before it gets into publishing stage. We'll wait and see.
yeah.
We've also had lots of comments from Jordan Denny. Thank you, Jordan. Commented on lots and lots and lots of past episodes. We do read all of the comments. I'm not going to read all of them out here just because there were so many, but thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And Catherine Banner as well, who commented on lots of old episodes. Again, far too much to read here, but we have read every single one. Thank you so much.
And I love that people are like catching up on episodes. That is so amazing to like go back and read the comments.
Yeah, you can see when people are binging, and I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Please, please, please continue your comments and continue.
Mm,
What have you been playing this week, Lemon? Have you played anything new? Have you played some
mm.
DVD?
I played. Have I played DVD?
Yeah, we
Maybe a
played together
few
this week.
games. And I have played a bit of Mecha Chameleon last
Oh
night
yeah,
on your
yeah.
stream. And then I have been playing Leave It Alone.
Leave it alone. What is that
Yes.
about?
That is like, the Power Wash game?
Yeah.
It's practically that, but you pick up leaves instead. And I cannot play
S-
Power Wash because that fucks with my eyes, the movement.
mhm,
But this
mhm.
Leave Me Alone, love it. There will
Sounds
be
like
an
a
update
real
in October, and it's
hoot.
super cheap right now, but it's like a 2-hour game right
Okay,
now.
okay.
But
You're not selling it.
it's
Jeez.
so cute and so amazing, and you can level up your gloves, level up your leaf blower. It's I want to play it again.
Well, welcome to our Leave It Alone podcast, everyone. Yeah, I played Mecha Chameleon this week. I played more Fields of Mystery. I'm doing a daily thing on YouTube for that at the moment. I'm enjoying it actually. And DVD, yeah, played a fair bit of DVD this week. Haven't done any DVD stream this week because I've been out filming brass bands for the entire week. But and I'm not doing any DVD this week either on stream, so I'm kind of missing streaming it. But I've enjoyed the games that I've played off stream. Um, I did play a game, Lemon, against someone who um, they found me on Twitch after the game and messaged me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they were a Wraith player, And I did the thing where if you're up against Wraith and they're cloaked and you go over the pallet, they can't kick the pallet. Basically stops them in their tracks. They have to come out of cloak to be able to kick the pallet or grab you off the pallet. So I was doing that. And they obviously took a dislike to that and they chased me down and they downed me and they slugged me until I bled out at the end of the game. They
I'm sure
basically
you
just left
deserved
me.
it.
I don't think I did. I think I played
Oh,
the game. I wasn't teabagging. I wasn't doing any bad mouthing or anything. And I do what I always do in the post game after I've had a game like that. I posted LOL. I didn't write GGs. I didn't write good luck next. I just wrote LOL and then left. And they found me on Twitch and they told me to spam the god palette elsewhere. Good luck next. And I
Uh-oh.
wrote back LOL. And then a couple of days later, they were gifted a sub on my channel because obviously they'd been to my channel to find me.
And they
Somebody
probably
had
have been
gifted a
watching
sub.
you for a bit.
Yeah. And they wrote, you got someone to give me a sub. Why did you get someone to give me a sub?
Oh
And I
my
had to
God.
explain how gifted subs work. And I said, good luck next. And
It's kind of hard sometimes
sent
to
them
be like,
heart.
I'm so sorry, you're not that important. I already forgot about you, but Twitch works
Yeah.
this way.
So, yeah, I am living a little rent-free there. They're
Aw.
obviously living a little rent-free here as well in my head because mentioned them here. But yeah, that was my thing. I might
You
have.
should
I can't turn whispers off on Twitch. Is the only thing.
you should tell them you have a podcast. Extra listens.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Also, I have actually been playing another game as well this week.
Oh, what else have you been playing?
The game is called A Game About Chopping Trees.
What is your obsession with trees and leaves?
And I think it's made by the same people as Leave
Oh,
It Alone. It wasn't like a bundle.
let's not give them more. Let's not give them more time, Lemon. Let's not give them
I
more
have
time.
been
You've
chopping
given.
trees and I love it. There's no big buses. There isn't, like, it's just cozy tree chopping.
Anyway, Dead by Daylight fans, there is not much Dead by Daylight news this week. There is one major piece of news that everybody needs to make sure that they have updated all of their drivers and things on their PC. Because on July the 30th, for security reasons, you will need to make sure that those drivers and pieces of software are updated. You'll get an indication when you log onto the game. It'll be in your inbox. It'll tell you exactly what you need to be updating. Otherwise, you won't be able to play Dead by Daylight. I guess this is security measures to stop hackers and things. So, yeah, make sure you are up to date. The other piece of news, I guess, is by the time you are listening to this, the new Rift Pass is out. You will hear our opinions on that next week because we will both have played some by then. But yes, that comes out this week. And on the 23rd, there is a community stream, which hopefully we'll get more news from. It's been quite a dry news period between the 10th anniversary and now. That's been just over a month. So hopefully that will reveal a bit more news to share with you next week. However, this week we are talking about the art, the auras, and the heavy metal heart of Jeff Johansen.
This week, we're talking about Jeff Johansen, or as I would say, Jeff Johansen, because he has Scandinavian roots.
Oh, that was going to be one of my bits of trivia later.
It
I wasn't
was
sure if you would
that
pick up on
he's
it.
Norwegian.
Yeah.
He could have been Danish, but
Well,
hey, yeah, Norge, right? Jeff isn't one of the loudest survivors in Dead by Daylight. He isn't a soldier, a detective, or someone chasing adventure. He's just a guy who always found comfort in creating things instead of talking about his feelings. And because of that, his story feels surprisingly human. Jeff was born and raised in Ormond, Alberta. From an early age, he preferred quiet places over crowds. Large groups of people made him uncomfortable, and during high school, that anxiety was mistaken for simply being shyness. Instead of trying to explain himself, Jeff created a different version of himself for the outside world. He became quiet, someone who looked intimidating enough that people would leave him alone. Bullies thought twice. Even teachers kept their distance. It wasn't really who Jeff was, but it was easier than trying to explain what was going on inside his head. Home wasn't much of a safe place either. His parents argued constantly, and Jeff needed somewhere to escape mentally. He found that escape through heavy metal music. He started collecting vinyl records, and it wasn't just the music he loved. The dramatic artwork on the album covers fascinated him. The monsters, the symbols, the dark paintings, they inspired him to start drawing himself. Art became more than a hobby. It became a way to cope. Whenever things became too much at home, Jeff would pick up a pencil instead. Eventually, he found another escape. Jeff got a job at a small video store. Business was slow, which meant he had plenty of quiet hours behind the counter. Rather than getting bored, he spent that time sketching. One night, one of the regular customers noticed his artwork. The customer belonged to a local gang, staying at an abandoned lodge on Mount Ormond. He offered Jeff a commission. Paint something for us. Jeff accepted. He created a huge mural with the words, "The Legion," written in large bloody letters. When he finished, they paid him $50 and gave him a 12-pack of beer. It might not sound like much, but to Jeff, it meant everything. It was his first paid artwork. Someone believed his art was worth paying for. That was a milestone that he was really proud of. Not long after, everything changed again. Jeff's parents divorced. His mother moved away to Winkler, Manitoba, and Jeff had no choice but to move with her, leaving behind his hometown and his father. The move hit him hard. He felt even more isolated than before. Art and music remained the only constants in his life. After finishing high school, Jeff found work in a local bar that hosted live music. Before long, he was helping bands as a roadie, traveling with musicians and staying connected to the music scene that he loved. For someone who had always struggled socially, it gave him a place where he belonged. Several years later, disaster struck. During a concert, Jeff became involved in a fight. He was injured badly, enough that doctors warned him that he might lose part of his eyesight. They wanted to keep him nearby so they could monitor his recovery. And for someone whose entire life revolved around creating visual art, that was terrifying. The possibility of losing his vision forced Jeff to stop and think about where his life was heading. So he made a decision. He went back to school, art school. As his eyesight slowly recovered, Jeff experimented with all kinds of artistic styles and materials before eventually settling on his two favorites, painting and digital art. Digital art turned out to be especially useful because it opened the door to paid internships. Eventually, he found steady work designing labels for a microbrewery. It wasn't glamorous, but it was creative and it paid the bills. Jeff seemed to have finally found some peace. He worked at a desk during the day, he brewed his own beer, he rescued a dog, he designed tattoos, he freelanced album covers for the bands he really liked. And for the first time in his life, things were simple, comfortable. They were stable. Then one phone call changed everything. Someone from Ormond called to tell Jeff that his father had passed away. There were a few things left to sort out, so Jeff drove all the way back to the town where he grew up. Walking into his father's house was emotional. Every room held memories, but one thing caught his attention immediately. Leaning against the wall was an old guitar case. Inside was a beautiful vintage black guitar. Attached to it was a small sticky note. For my boy. No long letter, no speech, just 3 simple words. For my boy. It's a tiny moment in Jeff's story, but somehow it's one of the most emotional moments. Jeff stayed in Ormond longer than he originally planned. Grief have a strange way of pulling people back into old memories. While driving through town, he passed his old high school. That reminded him of that mural he painted all those years ago at Mount Ormond. So, he bought another 12-pack and headed back to the abandoned lodge. After that, nobody heard from Jeff again. Weeks passed. His colleagues assumed that grief had overwhelmed him. Maybe he needed time alone. Maybe he decided not to come back. Nobody knew. Even his neighbor eventually gave up on waiting. Jeff's rescue dog became increasingly restless, and the neighbor stopped caring for it. The dog became a stray once again, wandering away in search of the familiar scent of its owner, which so far is the saddest moment in all of the lore in Dead by Daylight. And this is where Jeff's stories end. Unlike many survivors, there isn't some dramatic final confrontation or huge reveal. Instead, Jeff simply disappears. He returns to the place where one of the most important moments of his youth happened, the abandoned lodge. The same place where he painted the Legion. And somewhere after he arrived there, the entity finds him. I like Jeff's story because it feels grounded. He's not defined by heroic or impossible circumstances. He is an introvert who found comfort in music, art, and being creative. Someone who kept rebuilding his life every time it fell apart. And in the end, just as it seemed like he had finally found peace, the fog claimed him. So that is the story of Jeff Johansen.
But 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 where's his dog now?
We don't know. It's so sad that his
Somebody
neighbor
must
just let it
somebody must
out.
know.
No.
Somebody must know.
They should create a look for Jeff where he has a dog at his side. Like
Or
it found
maybe
him, or the fog claimed the dog.
maybe there's a reference to Jeff's dog on the map, the Ormond map.
You think?
Maybe. Maybe. Do you know like the horse Maurice is in? Maybe the dog's in there somewhere.
I will look into that
Let's find the dog.
because it's so sad that it just wandered off trying to find Jeff.
Let's find the dog.
Yeah.
So he painted a mural for the Legion.
Yes, he did.
Do we know what that looks like? Is there any videos or
No,
anything with
there's
this?
there's no video, no tone.
Hmm.
It feels like Jeff is kind of an underdog. There isn't much
Yeah,
about him.
but this is the first chapter where the killer and the survivor have been so linked.
Mm.
That doesn't happen in any of the other chapters.
Yeah, it's the first time we have where they actually met.
Hmm.
Mm.
That feels, relevant and,
The only other we had was Adam. I think
mhm,
you've told me that he went to a concert with
the
K-pop
trickster.
dude, Trickster.
Yeah, but they're
But
unrelated. They went the
they,
same chapter.
yeah, they're not in the same chapter as
And
Legion and Jeff is.
yeah, there are links between other survivors and other
Yeah,
survivors and things, but this is the first time they've released a chapter where they've both been
that they have
so
met
tied
face to
together.
face.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
his first paid job was the Legion.
Interesting.
And then they
Very
still kill
interesting.
him in the game? Like, what the fuck?
Mm, maybe they shouldn't. Maybe next time I
Mhm.
play Legion and find a Jeff, I'll leave him
Hands up.
alone.
Yeah, we should.
Mm,
If anybody out there is playing Legion,
stop
leave
it.
Jeff alone.
Also, stop playing Legion.
No, no, no. Leave Jeff alone. I'm going to main Jeff now.
And also, stop playing Legion.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff Johansen is a big, bearded, heavy metal loving artist. His perk kit reflects exactly that. It's quiet, observational, and designed for someone to keep their head down. Look out for people and try not to be seen by the wrong people. Not flashy, doesn't have a perk that saves him mid chase or give him a burst of speed. He has a kit that rewards connection and awareness, knowing where your team is, knowing where the killer is, and knowing how to disappear when you need to. His most famous perk is probably Distortion, which we will have a chat about later. Incredibly debated. Breakdown and Aftercare are a little bit less celebrated, but both have genuine use cases. I was going to mention this when Lemon was doing the law, but his description in the black metal outfit says that Jeff embraces his Norwegian roots and proves he belongs in the exclusive black metal scene.
Hi, yeah, no, good. I'm still a bit Norwegian after the World Cup.
And we did touch on it quite a bit there at the end. He is the first survivor in DVD history to have met his chapter's killer before being taken into the fog. His perks are in alphabetical order. Aftercare. The auras of the last three survivors are permanently revealed to you once any of the following conditions have been met with them. Either you have unhooked them or they have unhooked you. You have completed a healing action on them or they have completed the healing action on you. The survivors also see your aura, and all aftercare bonus is reset when you are hooked by the killer. Aftercare used to reveal, back in the day, it used to reveal the aura of survivors being carried by the killer, which was nerfed. It was far too powerful and would allow you to sabotage hooks much, much easier if you knew which way they were being carried from a distance. This is one of my favorite perks, Aftercare. I absolutely sing its praises. I think it's way better than Bond, especially if you're playing with a team. Aftercare is incredible. It's like an all encompassing kindred. If everyone's bonded, you can see where everyone is when somebody else is on hook or when they're not on hook. You can see people whether they're injured or not injured. It's incredible. It's incredible. If you're in solo queue, it's a little less useful, a little less valuable, because you never know whether people are going to be self-caring in a corner or helping each other out in any way. But it does work well, really well in an altruistic build. If you are going out your way to do heals or unhooks, you're going to be getting a lot of value out of this. Lemon, have you used Aftercare?
No, I have not.
You've inadvertently used it with me. I don't know
Through
if you've even
you?
realized. Yeah, when I run it, you will get to see where I am all the time.
Yeah, I have probably wondered, like, why the fuck do I see him?
Possibly, quite possibly.
Yeah, but
Uh,
other than that, no.
it's so, so strong. It's so strong. Yeah, I would absolutely recommend this over Bond. It gives you full information almost for the entire game as soon as people start getting injured. His second perk is Breakdown. Breakdown, when you are unhooked or unhook yourself from a hook, Breakdown activates and it will instantly break the hook. The repair timer for that hook will be set to 3 minutes or 180 seconds. And it also reveals the aura of the killer to you for 6 seconds. Breakdown's had a bit of a strange history. It did at one point have a rework that went into a PTB and allowed 100% faster healing speed on the person who'd been unhooked, while the hook repair time was reset down to 90 seconds rather than 180 seconds. Yeah, that was seen as a problem, and it was pulled. I think it was pulled. It was kill switched from the PTB, which very rarely happens. But it was incredibly, incredibly strong, and it was reverted back to its original version. The aura does not stack with Wicked. Wicked takes priority when both are active, but Breakdown will override Wicked's aura reveal where the timings clash. This is pretty strong, I guess. The aura reveal on an unhook is good. 6 seconds is a good window to decide where the killer's coming from and to get out the way. The destruction of the hook is a long game effect. 3 minutes is a long time for a hook not to exist on the map. You can force the killer to carry further away, especially if you get hooked in kind of a corner and then you run to that corner after being unhooked. It pairs super well with stuff like Saboteur or any kind of hook disruption. Um, but it does kind of operate on its own as well. It is useful against camping killers. Um, if you break the hook and they go back to the same spot, the hook will no longer be there. Any history of this one?
No. Like, I do see that it could be so useful for
Mm,
killers who camp,
mhm,
but I have not used that. I like that
mm.
it's 180 seconds. That's a long time
It's 3
for
minutes. That's a
yeah,
heck of a long time. That's like
a
gens.
third of a game.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You can absolutely, yeah, destroy a killer with this. If you're all running it as
Yeah.
well, so there's multiple hooks
We should
destroying.
try that.
We should try that. We should try that. I know Terabyte, who we play with quite a bit, used to run this.
Mm,
Doesn't run it anymore, but yeah, I always quite liked it. It makes an under the hook heal feel safer
safer.
as well. Yeah, if you know there's no hook there.
But he also used to be a Jeff main.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh god, we should try that where we all run it.
I
I'm
agree.
in.
I agree. His third perk, Distortion. This is the big one. At the moment, here's how Distortion works. You start the trial with the one token. When a killer attempts to read your aura, Distortion consumes a token, and it lasts for 12 seconds. Your aura cannot be read, and your scratch marks will be suppressed. It recharges by one token every 15 seconds of being in chase with a killer, and you can hold a maximum of 2 tokens. Distortion does not trigger when you're in a dying state. Oh gosh, the history of Distortion. This is quite the saga. It originally started with 3 tokens. You could not recharge those tokens. You just had 3 tokens. And then it was buffed to 4 tokens. Then it was reworked where you could gain tokens in the terror radius, not while in chase. You were in the terror radius. Then it was adjusted to the chase thing that it is now. The starting tokens were reduced right down to 1. And that's the current version we have now. 1 token starts, recharges in chase, gets 2. The original version just rewarded you could just sit on a gen and gain tokens and be hidden and then run off and hide whenever the aura was being read. You could see, and you can still see when distortion triggers. So as soon as your aura was trying to be read, you could kind of hide away and your scratch marks would disappear. It would it does block aura reading from any source, barbecue and chili, nowhere to hide, lethal pursuer, everything, all of it, any kind of killer add-ons as well. So it will be really strong about against like Scratch Mirror Myers and things like that. Um, and yeah, any aura reading killers, nurse, it just would get destroyed by this. It's a little bit more balanced, I guess, these days because you have to be in chase to get your tokens back up, but it's still pretty debatable. Is distortion? I don't see it being run as much these days, though. Have you used distortion, Lemon?
I will give you one guess.
I'm gonna say no.
I feel like perks with tokens, they just confuse me more than they benefit me.
I guess there was a time when everybody ran distortion. I'm surprised you didn't get it at that point.
I'm never going on like a hype trend. Like that's not
Yeah, I
for
know.
me. I'm too unique.
Yeah. There was just a time where you would load in as a killer with Lethal Pursuer, which shows you the aura of everyone at the start. And normally you start and you go 1, 2, 3, 4 survivors. That's the area I'm
Mm.
heading to. And there was a time when you would load in and see absolutely nothing. And then you would be like, oh, fuck, everybody's got distortion. that I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
Aw, just abandon the game?
Some killers require aura reading. Huntress needs some auras to shoot at, for example.
Nah.
Yeah. Anyway, some builds that you might want to try with the current build of Jeff. Maybe you want to do an awareness build, aftercare, kindred, distortion, prove thyself, getting some team coordination and information out there. Kindred and aftercare, giving aura reading around different situations and conditions. Distortion, making you invisible to the killer, and prove thyself, allowing you to group up on gens and give you lots of information there. Very strong with a swift. Or maybe you want to be a little rat and be a hook disruptor, breakdown, saboteur, distortion off the record. Make the hook game as awkward as possible. Destroy hooks when you're unhooked. Sabotage hooks near chasers. Distortion keeping you off the radar. And off the record, giving you endurance and undetectability immediately after being unhooked. Very irritating for the killer. Or maybe you do a lot of solo queue. Some solo queue build that you could try for Jeff is Distortion, Kindred, Borrowed Time, and Sprint Burst. These kind of speak for themselves. Kindred giving you information ad hoc. Borrowed Time making the rescues safer. Distortion keeping you hidden. And Sprint Burst getting you away from those chasers. And we can't miss the full Jeff, aftercare, breakdown, and distortion. And maybe add off the record to help you getting a bit of breathing room after you come off the unhook. That would be the build I would go for after adepting and sticking with the adept perks. Jeff is pretty beginner friendly. Distortion is relatively easy to understand and immediately useful. Aftercare requires a little bit of understanding of when and why you would want all the information that you're going to be given. And breakdown is straightforward, but the value can be fairly subtle. Distortion is widely run. Aftercare is very swift specific, and breakdown is incredibly niche, but can give a lot of value in the right builds. Jeff is not a sweaty survivor, in my opinion. He's thoughtful rather than aggressive or mechanical. His perks rewarding awareness and patience more than reactions or mechanics. Jeff is a good survivor to run if you like playing in a team aware, low profile style. Very effective when played well, and very much in keeping with Jeff Johansen as a character. Do you have any experience with Jeff or Jeffs?
I feel like you said the full Jeff. It just sounded like a stripper move.
Oh, yeah, the full Jeff. The
But
full
no,
Jeff.
I do not really have any experience with Jeff. Like, I got him. He's
Yeah.
he's there. But after reading his
Oh,
story and his dog, I definitely like Jeff more than I did before today.
I like his dog. Do we know what his dog was called?
No,
That's a shame.
just a
That's a
rescue.
shame. Yeah, I've told you my Jeff things. Distortion as a killer used to ruin you. It doesn't so much these days. I don't see it as much these days anyway. Breakdown has never really hurt me as a killer as much as coordinated sabotaging does. So yeah, Jeff, they're good perks. They're just, I don't know. There are other things that do the things that they do better, except Aftercare. Aftercare is brilliant. It's in my top 10 perks. Ooh, maybe I should do my top 10
Oh,
perks someday.
yes, you should.
Every week, we like to pick a creator from the world of Dead by Daylight, whether that be a streamer, an artist, or someone else who does things in the creator space. And this week, we have chosen Chi Chi. Chi Chi. You can find Chi Chi on Twitch at twitch.tv/Chi Chi. Chichi. Lemon, do you know Chi Chi?
No, I don't.
No, I believe I got to know Chi Chi through Slate and Slate raiding. Um, and they are very much one of my background streamers. I very rarely chat there, but I love their stream. It's a very, very chill, soft vibe. Uh,
I'm excited
they,
to get to know them.
I think you would like it. I think you would like it. They are an artist. They are an advocate for social justice. They have a creators collective. It's a stream team, which is the Disabled Content Creators Collective,
Oh,
which increases accessibility and equity for disabled content creators. Everything kind of
that is
that
so
they
cool.
do is cool. Yeah, very, very cool. Very good Dead by Daylight player as well. Um, and very open to discussions about neurodiversity and mental illness and all those important things that we need to talk about. So yeah, definitely check them out.
I will.
As always, the links will be in the show notes if you want to check out Chi Chi. Lemon, who is next week's podcast about?
It's about the plague, also
Uh,
known as Vomit Lady.
do not like.
No, me neither. I'm not excited for that.
No, I'm not excited for that. I might need
Woof.
to bring a bag to, purge
Yeah,
into.
I know. I know.
Oh, well,
But we have to do
thank
it.
we do have to do it. Reminder, we do have a website, beyondcampfire.com, where we have all the links to our podcast platforms, our links where to find and follow us, and everything else. And speaking about following, thank you to everyone who continues to follow us, whether it be on Spotify or whatever platform you listen to us on. The follows are immense and incredible and absolutely help us on this journey to get this to more ears and people. Lemon, do you have a question for the listeners this week?
Yes. Inspired by Jeff. I'm curious if anybody out there could rescue an animal. It doesn't have to be a dog. I know those cat people. Not that I understand why, but take a rescue instead of getting a kitten or a puppy.
Oh, I like that
Hmm.
question. My question is, if you could see the aura of anyone in the world 24/7, who would it be and why?
That's a scary question.
And while the listeners shudder at the thought of someone watching them 24/7, remember, play safe out there and don't get hooked.